One of the most shared moments from Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom was when a young boy sat beside his dad to deal with a parking ticket. Instead of just handing down a fine, Caprio asked the boy what he thought should happen. The boy gave his answer. Caprio listened, and people saw a judge who cared. Clips like that spread all over the world, and it earned him the nickname, the nicest judge in the world. Frank Caprio was born November 24th, 1936, in Providence, Rhode Island. His parents, Antonio and Filomena, they came from Italy with very little. His father pushed a fruit cart through the streets selling apples, oranges, and bananas to keep food on the table. His mother, she stayed home, raising 5 boys in a very small house that was always full of noise, meals, and family. He grew up in Federal Hill, Providence's Italian neighborhood. Back then, Federal Hill was a crowded and working-class area. Families lived in 3-decker houses and walked to bakeries, butcher shops, and corner groceries. Church bells marked the hours, and life revolved around family, food, and faith. Money was tight for most people, but neighbors, they looked out for each other. Kids played stickball in the streets. Parents spoke Italian on the porches, and everybody knew when everybody else's son or daughter was having a birthday. Everybody knew everyone else's name. It wasn't easy, but it was a community that gave him a sense of belonging and pride. By the early 1950s, Providence was changing. The textile mills that had once fueled the city were shutting down. Jobs were harder to come by, and young men often turned to the military. At 18 years old, Caprio joined the U.S. Army, and from 1954 to 1956, he served as a military policeman during the Korean War years. He never saw combat overseas, but the discipline and structure of the Army, it left a mark. It taught him how to carry authority without losing empathy. When he came home, Caprio did something no one in his family had ever done before. He went to college. He graduated from Providence College in 1957 with a degree in political science. Then he headed to Boston, earning his law degree from Suffolk University in 1965. His journey from the son of a fruit peddler on Federal Hill to soldier, college graduate, and lawyer, it was proof that his parents' sacrifices paid off. He married Joyce, and together they raised 5 children: Frank Jr., David, Joseph, Paul, and Marisa. Family, it remained at the center of his life. He carried the same values he learned as a boy into his own home. Caprio first won election to the Providence City Council in 1962. In 1985, he became Chief Judge of the Providence Municipal Court, a role that he held for nearly 40 years. And what set his courtroom apart was not the rulings themselves, but the way that he treated people. A struggling parent was met with patience. A child's voice, it was welcomed. A small mistake was measured against the bigger challenge in their life. Those moments, they truly became the backbone of Caught in Providence. What started as a local show, it went national in 2018. It earned Emmy nominations and reached millions of people all over the world as clips spread on YouTube, Facebook, and the TikTok. His court became an example that justice could be fair without being harsh, merciful without being weak. Beyond the bench, Caprio served his community. He funded scholarships for first-generation college students. He encouraged young people to pursue education and service. His brother Joseph even went on to become Rhode Island's state treasurer. In his later years, Caprio spoke openly about his battle with pancreatic cancer. He faced it with the same honesty and courage that defined his life. On August 20th, 2025, at the age of 88, he left us. Rhode Island lowered its flag to half-staff in his honor. But his true legacy is not written in government proclamations. It lives on. It lives in his family, in his city, and inside the millions of strangers all over the world who saw him for what justice looks like when it comes with compassion. Judge Frank Caprio's life was built on family, service, and compassion, and that's what made him more than just a judge. These are Interesting Things with JC.